It's Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. Welcome to the Luke and Pete Show. I'm Pete Donaldson, joined by Mr. Lukey Moore.
Hello.
Any kind words for MG?
Well, I've never heard him called that before. MG.
The MG merger. Mahatma Gandhi.
So he's quite a problematic character now, isn't he?
Yeah. It's interesting. It used to be way easier when you were a child.
Straight in there with MG chat. Straight in there.
When you were a child, and certainly when you went to Catholic school, there'd always be pictures of Mother Teresa all over the place. And you do sort of go, those times were easy. When things were black and white, someone was good or they were bad.
Yeah,
now,
there's been a retrospective on Mother Teresa as well.
Yeah, she particularly nasty at the looks of things.
I mean, like her Wikipedia page makes for quite the reading.
Yeah. I mean, Sister Gertrude, who used to work at our school, she'd give you a cuffing every now and again.
Would she?
Yeah, she was Catholic, mate.
What? So
Catholic cuffing.
What does a cuffing entail in this scenario?
Just she'd if you annoyed her in any way, she'd give you a clip around the ear roll.
Not the worst thing you could get from a senior Catholic figure.
It's a good point, actually. Yeah. Did you ever get to? I think I got a spanking at school. Would that be a time? Is this just a kind of false memory? I think
maybe.
I think that the headmaster might have given us a little spanking. Is that at secondary school feels like a quite anachronistic idea that I may have implanted in my own head.
If you're committing indiscretions that are getting you into the headmaster's office, first of all, I want to hear about it.
Right.
I was once called into the head of year's office. I never got the full headmaster treatment.
Right.
Our head of year was this lady called Mrs. Smith, and she was like a weird old cat lady.
Right.
And I think, when you look back and you don't question it at the time because you never really question authority figures when you're that young, but when you look back at now, you go, yeah, I think she was weird. Like it was kind of weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of like things where you sort of go, oh yeah, you're going through something there, aren't you?
But no one ever laid their hands on me at school. Like,
no.
And I think thinking about it now as parents, you and I, separate parents of different children. Yeah. I would. I'm actually not going to say what I was going to say there. I'll be very proud to raise a child with you, Peter. But I wouldn't. It would be terrible.
Why would that be terrible?
Because it's stressful enough as it is. I'm sure you're a great parent, but I think we move at different speeds.
Yeah, I think the admin wouldn't.
What I was going to say,
side of things.
What I was going to say was that
isn't it weird that I'm responsible for a lot of the admin, getting things paid, getting things sorted out.
I just think the partner you have access to is never here to defend herself, so I can't. I'm only getting one side of the story.
And she would very much have things to say about that.
Yeah, I'm sure she would. But the very idea of anyone laying their hands on your child these days
weird, isn't it? Yeah.
It's just unthinkable.
Yeah.
It's absolutely unthinkable, right? And so the fact that our parents, I didn't get hands put on me at school, but if I had done, depending, I guess, what it was, I'm not sure how my parents would have thought about it. My mum used to give me the odd smack.
Yeah, I used to get the odd spanking off the bum.
I would never do that to my son now.
It's a weird thing,
never, ever.
He'd deck me. Me.
There's going to come an age when there's going to be some kind of retribution in the post, I think. But Mahatma Gandhi, just for people, before we gloss over that very quickly.
We did not make Mahatma Gandhi not our son or daughter.
No. But I think he, as ever with these types of characters, a very complicated man, to say the least.
In a different time as well.
And said some very problematic things about young boys, didn't he?
Did he? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Sexy things.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not sexy, though. Can't really seem to be sexy, can it?
No. I guess it depends on how you can say it. No,
Pete, it doesn't.
If you're a great wit in public school in the 1920s.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a beautiful young boy.
But he's not doing these things. First of all, this is bad. Second of all, he wasn't doing those things anyway.
Say it romantically and it's fine.
No, it's not.
Right.
Just let me get my point out. We can rapidly move on.
And then we'll move on to sexy kids.
To the curveball that you threw at my way without telling me anyway. By the way, it's like an erroneous can of water here in the camera shots. I'm going to move it.
Go on then.
It's empty.
It's empty as well.
Put it down there.
That's rude. Why is there a bin in here?
So my orientation day at UCL, which is the alma mater of Mahatma Gandhi,
right?
I was obviously being shown around. They do this thing where they take you to all the different buildings and everything. It's basically some keynote third year takes you all around.
Yeah. And people have hung around university.
Yeah. Active in the union. Yeah. Talking about cheap eats. They say cheap eats a lot. Cheap eats.
Cheap eats.
Yeah.
Getting off with freshers. Disgusting.
But there was a little mini protest around the Mahatma Gandhi statue, which is in one of the squares in Bloomsbury. I forget which one, where people were trying to get it removed. And at that time, I didn't know anything about it. I looked it up later. He was a very problematic guy.
If I was in the statue removal business, I'd probably go after Gandhi first because no heavy suits of armour on the statue itself.
It's quite a small one.
Quite a small fella. Swaddling clothes and just not really sort of...
Do you remember when those lads put the old grass Mohican on Winston?
That felt very subversive back in the day. Was it Swampy? Did Swampy do it?
No.
I
think that's the Mandela effect.
Right.
I don't think it was Swampy. It could have been. I think it was more of just a general environmental
Have they got
protest,
rid of those Euston tunnels yet? Remember there was somebody had made a lot of tunnels and they were protesting in front of Euston Station, I think.
I don't know about this.
And
I
think some activists had made a sort of a rudimentary tunnel under Euston. That may have been an absolute fantasy and fallacy.
Googling Euston tunnels doesn't make it that easy to find out.
No, okay, fine.
But so I'm not sure. I'd never heard of that before.
Right.
But I know Swampy was a big guy back in the 90s, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. He spent a little time subterranean, so to speak. I think he was. I think he loved a tunnel and a tree. He loved sitting in trees as well.
He spent a week in a tunnel aiming to stop the expansion of the A30 in Devon.
Right.
Oh, he joined the
Euston one recently, didn't he?
The Euston one, yeah.
Did he do any tunnelling?
What does he do day to day? Do you reckon?
I don't know. I mean, he's probably quite a well-known because if you've got a squat and Swampy comes round, you would be like, oh, there's a celebrity squattist.
Most recently seen apparently living with his girlfriend and their 3 children in a yurt in a commune in West Wales.
You love to see it.
I don't think that'd be too bad these days.
No.
Get me out of here.
Just quiet. He probably hasn't got a phone.
Just get me out of here. It's too much stuff.
It's too much stuff.
Isn't there? There's too much stuff happening.
Too much stuff to think about. I shouldn't have to think about a lot of this stuff.
But I remember thinking if I made loads of dough and I didn't have to work anymore, I'd go out to the countryside, live in a nice quiet house.
Yeah. Top yourself.
Say again?
Top yourself?
The topic to tug myself. Probably that one first. Yeah. Tug myself.
One final one.
Tug myself and top myself. No. And I kind of had this idea of how it would work, and I eventually thought, I'll do it up in Scotland, or maybe I'll do it in the Lake District, whatever. And then I said it to some bigger boys who I'm friends with, who are more practical and who kind of cut through the nonsense, and they were very scathing.
Right.
They
about
were
your, you. To be fair, when you're a bit stressed out, you do say you're going to move to Scotland and live in a hall. Like Swampy.
But the people, I don't say that.
But it seems like a protest.
It's normally a massive house. In my scenario, it's going to be a massive house.
Right, okay.
Which I don't want to clean. But they cut through the bullshit by saying a couple of things which are very true, probably quite true. One is you last about 10 minutes before you're on the old fucking WhatsApp.
Right, yeah.
What's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to get involved. Secondly, you'd never do it in the first place. You'd never do it.
You're quite bloody minded. I think you'd do it.
Thank you very much.
I think you'd do it.
Would you
regret it? But you'd have to style it out.
What would be your retirement plan?
What would be my retirement plan? With my general health, I do not think further than a few months. To be honest,
don't say that.
Oh.
You got a plan for it just in case. Just in case.
I know.
Just in case you surprise everyone and live to a grand old age.
I think what would I do? I don't know. I'd have more time for my activities. Definitely.
That sounds disconcerting.
But money needs you need money for activities.
I think you'd burn through a lot of the money quite quick with your schemes and your plans and your hobbies. Because your hobbies are quite expensive hobbies. They involve buying quite a lot of things on the internet.
Wood.
And you need space as well.
Yeah, but then my tools will still be around. So
seriously though, what is your plan for retirement? You want to carry on broadcasting for as long as you can?
Yeah, as you said, I think most of my projects are quite scalable.
Which way though?
Down, very much down.
I could see you with your mustache and your hair growing out a bit longer. Like I said last time, you're the gas station attendant. I could see you being one of those people who just sell stuff at car boot sales every single Sunday. Same pitch, same place.
It involves
same
talking
gear.
To people, doesn't it?
Not really, not some of those lads. They just sit down in one of those garden chairs, don't they?
Yeah. I had a good, probably 2-minute conversation with a man. Got in my car. He said, nice car. And then he started asking me about the car. And we were both walking to the train station. And because it was a bit of knowledge I know about, I was able to express myself more freely. And also, I've done it so many times, it's quite well rehearsed.
You don't want to be walking with someone to a train station,
well,
do you?
Exactly.
Same pace. Whatever.
Yeah,
it's annoying,
same pace. Just because he's started walking, starts asking me about it over his shoulder.
Did you know him at all?
No. And I'm walking to the train station. And we're both just walking and talking about the car. And I had to pretend that I was getting a ticket. I wasn't getting a ticket. I've gone paperless. I've gone card. I've gone on my cards.
First of all, no one gets a ticket. It's a commuter train as well. That's not a believable story.
Last 3 months, I think being able to pay with your bank card at the barriers has only come in the last 3 months in VLC.
Where you are?
Yeah.
Did you find yourself on the same part of the train as him?
I don't know where he went. To be fair, he did the best thing. He did the same thing that Pav did. Friend of
Big Pav.
Pav,
Yeah.
Big Pav. He ignored me, and then took a picture of me and sent it to you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I said you go and talk to him. He remember who you are.
I know. I still need to. I'm terrible with faces though. I know what Big Pav looks like, but still need to go for a drink with him. It's just one of those things, isn't it?
The absolute worst person to see on a train, a commute, is someone who you kind of know but not really. So basically, if
you've got enough for 5 minutes, but longer than that.
To me, it feels like there's three kind of types of people you can meet on a train in that scenario. One is someone you don't know who just starts talking to you, and that's kind of for me, that's easily manageable.
Right. Okay.
Because you don't care, so you just like fine, and you can shut it down quite easily. Second one is people you know, which is so sometimes I'll see one of the lads from work next door on the train in because I live in South London, and I'll just go over. And I am kind of conscious that. It's an extension of their working day having to talk to me for like half an hour. But I mean, ultimately, we are kind of friends, so it's fine. Yeah. But the worst one is the one where they're a friend of a friend you kind of know, and it would be rude to not acknowledge and speak to them, and it would definitely get back to your mutual friend, but you've really got nothing to say.
You've got nothing. Yeah.
That's the trickiest thing even for me to navigate, and I do consider myself a champion of small talk.
Yeah, I completely agree. Neighbours are quite difficult because they're going to work. I'm going to work, but their work they can watch a bit of Netflix. Yeah. All right, but I can't. I got to do me footballs. Got to do me footballs. So
my next door neighbours, one of my next door neighbours is about to have a baby.
Right.
And I don't know her that well.
Right.
She's very polite and pleasant, but our neighbourhood's very community focused. Like,
how can the dog get involved?
Well, no, I saw
her. The correct route to the hospital. I do.
I saw. Don't say it like that. I saw her yesterday because we had a package delivered for her.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, when are you due?" And she's like, "Oh, today." And I was like, "Whoa, wow, amazing, good luck." She was like, "Thanks."
Wow.
She's like, "Yeah, thanks. Nothing will probably happen." I was like, "Oh yeah, well, my son came 4 days late."
That's why I've eaten the curry.
Yeah. So, why would I speak like that to them? No wonder your neighbours don't want to talk to you. That's a bit of an old wives' tale, isn't it? The curry.
Is it not right? Does it not just kind of raise your blood pressure so it just your body goes right? It's go time. Let's do it.
I thought the most actually a piece of information delivered in excruciatingly shocking fashion in The Handmaid's Tale is having sex is supposed to be
right.
What's it called?
Inspires.
Gets things going.
Inspires.
Apparently gets things going.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife said it doesn't work for her though. So.
Do you not think that it would just be a bit easier, a bit more polite, just to do a bit of?
I think let nature do its thing.
Stuff.
Let nature do a bit of hand stuff. What is going on with you today?
Do a bit of hand stuff.
Do you call it that?
Do a bit of hand play.
That's not made it better.
No, it's not made it better.
What do you mean when you say hand stuff? Do you mean charades? Bit of charades.
Bit of charades.
Get excited.
Goalkeeping.
Yeah.
some goalkeeping drills.
That is absolutely outrageous, Peter.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say to that, I'm afraid. Let's have a break. When we come back, I am going to do an email. I promise you that.
Email.
We've also got to do some. By the way, we've had some absolutely incredible battery submissions today.
Yeah.
Like, I was genuinely very surprised at the quality of the battery submissions for today's show. But before we do that, there's going to be an email slagging you off.
We're back with the Luke and Pete show. Didn't want to return from the ads, to be quite frank, because Luke dreading it, because Luke said that there was a person complaining about me.
What? And before we do this, can I inquire as to why you suddenly started dressing so smartly?
Why?
Yeah, I'm just interested.
Because I've got a lot. Because because suits are warmer than my normal clothes, and if I'm up, I'm usually early. I'm usually up early enough to
get ready and stuff.
To iron a shirt.
I'm a steamer guy. I steam it.
Shit, I think I've left the iron on.
Have you really?
I feel like I did.
Oh shit, you better check afterwards. Yeah. We're not stopping the show for that.
No, I might text. Just revealed the name of. I'll edit that out, but I've just revealed the name of my daughter.
Yeah.
as if I could text her
about
for
the
her
iron
to turn
being
the iron
on.
on.
Yeah, this is absolutely baffling insight into your mind. The reason I'm asking is because most people, when they have a toddler in the house and lots going on, they are kind of schlubbing it rather than
right.
Yeah, I've never related more. It's probably the only thing I do relate to Mark Zuckerberg on with Mark Zuckerberg than when he said that thing where he said, "Look, I'm busy. There's shit going on.
Yeah.
I wear the same thing every day because it's just one less thing to think about." And at the time, I was like, "That's pretentious. That's pompous.
Yeah.
You're not as important as you think you are." Blah blah blah. Now I've got a toddler. Couldn't be more
true.
agreement.
Yeah.
It's part of my routine now. In the night before, when I've still got a little bit of mental energy left to make a decision, I'll get the clothes that I want to wear the next day by checking at the weather first and stick them on the footstool thing at the bottom of the bed.
Do you lie them out like it's another person?
Not like Men in Black. No. Yeah, stuff
like a third person in the bedroom,
like a guy.
Yeah.
I put it for an
effigy.
For the
you make a little Luke effigy, which would look like you.
Yeah,
because your hair's quite hairish.
And I once came home to my wife kissing it. She confused it. She confused me with it. And then in the morning, I haven't got to make any decisions. So I'm just surprised that you're sporting a full-on sports jacket today. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I've just got a lot of them, and they don't get that much. I've got some stinkers in there. I've got a bright yellow banana one. It's just...
It's local radio DJ. It's wacky.
Awful.
It's Bruno Bricks. It's Timmy Mallet.
Bruno Bricks.
Yeah, it's
Lego Bruno Brooks.
No, that's what he called himself when he went into house building after his career. Are you the Timmy Mallet of Stack?
I mean glasses. Just a compulsion to just completely upset people.
Put plasters on kids
with intensity. Put plasters on kids.
So there's no rhyme or reason. It's just this is how it is.
So it is. I do it for a few months and I lose interest, as with most things in my life.
Yeah. So anyway, I did promise before the break, tantalisingly, an email slagging off Peter.
Yeah.
So it's only fair that I deliver on this.
Okay then.
It's from our friend Simon. We might not be a friend after the end of this email.
Fuck you, Simon.
Yeah. He says, "Hi Luke and Pete, long time listener here. I took down your email address to throw my hat into the ring for a night out watching fading stars stumble through classic songs." I think he's talking about Kerry Katona and Katie Price. I've not had a palatable offer for someone to come with me yet. I don't hold out much hope. But then I remembered Pete saying Arnold Schwarzenegger, quote, wasn't really involved with WWE and wanted to berate him instead.
Right.
Pete has clearly forgotten Arnie decking Triple H on SmackDown. And The Miz later on in life. Arnie was also involved in Triple H's Terminator-themed WrestleMania entrance and is even in the WWE Hall of Fame celebrity wing.
I had no idea he was in the Hall of Fame, because they do put famous people in so they'll turn up to the Hall of Fame, so there's reason to do it.
Which kind of undermines the whole point of it.
Kind of, yeah. But, oh, wow. I just assumed that because of like people like Mr. T, because of like quite a lot of boxers and stuff, spent a lot of time
Donald Trump must be
stuff.
in there, surely.
Yeah, Donald Trump is in this entertainment wing. I just completely... And I think in my mind, because Sting was... Robocop was friends with Sting.
Right, the actor?
The Robocop Robocop was in WCW as a fighter,
right?
For a bit, and he was Sting's friend. And I think that sort of Robocop and Terminator inhabit the same wing of my entertainment wing in my brain.
Yeah, I can understand.
And I just thought he just wasn't that.
I remember Robocop just being the most terrifying film when I watched it way too young.
It's one of those things where it's like I spoke about it before. My dad would allow me to. I watched Police Academy around a friend's house. A few Police Academies.
Great movie.
Asked my dad if I could watch Police Academy.
That's fine. It's just a little bit
of nips,
fruity. Yeah,
a little bit of nips. And I wanted to watch Robocop as well, which I didn't manage to see. And my dad said, "Right, you can watch Robocop, but you can't watch Police Academy."
What?
And I look back.
That's a poor decision by him.
I look back and I just sort of go, well, I just think he thought because the violence is so silly, it's just not really that visceral. I don't think people would really. Someone just gets shot in the cock, don't they?
Yeah. I found a bit. I think I haven't seen it for years, but from memory, Murphy, the character who becomes Robocop,
having no skin behind the ears is upsetting.
He gets really badly shot.
Yeah.
And survives somehow.
Yeah,
and I found that chilling. There was a bunch of movies that I watched way too young as a kid, because there's a guy who I used to hang around with called Rich Horn, who he's had a terrible life as an adult. to be fair to him. But anyway, she's from that kind of neighbourhood. Terrible problems with drugs and all sorts. But his parents let him, I mean, maybe these things are linked, probably not, but who knows. His parents let him do whatever he wanted when he was a kid. So basically it just became like a byword for doing whatever you want. So what I used to say to my mum was, I'm going to someone else's house. I go to Rich Horn's house and he'd just better watch, like, I watched A Nightmare on Elm Street when I was about 8.
Yeah. Well, you get away with it around other people's houses, wouldn't you? Really,
I remember Nightmare on Elm Street scaring me so much that walking back from his house in the middle of the day, I was jumping at everything that happened. It's probably quite...
Isn't it weird that
probably
it kind
badly
of
affected me as a kid.
Yeah. I think...
Did you not have any film you were genuinely frightened of when you were a kid?
There was that film Alice in Wonderland where she takes her head off, where the Queen takes her head off, chooses a head in the round.
In Labyrinth, those horrible little puppets take their heads off as well. That was really chilling.
They do, yeah.
People taking their heads off generally is going to frighten you.
Labyrinth is quite dark at times, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very much so. I remember my niece.
Dark fantasy.
Yeah. I think that was David Bowie in Labyrinth was a sexual awakening for a lot of people. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he was.
It's the cod piece.
Do you reckon it's just the big bulge?
Yeah, I think it was a cod piece, though, wasn't it?
There's also an energy between quite a young girl and an older guy that I think is a little bit weird.
Sexy David Bowie, yeah.
Yeah,
interesting.
And the hand thing he did with the little glass balls.
Yeah,
I've seen you do it. I saw you do. Remember when I saw you do that thing with the glass balls to those tourist girls at Trocadero that time?
Was it down there doing the glass balls?
Yeah.
Doing a bit of poi.
Yeah,
I love it.
I remember you used to do poi to young female tourists, didn't you?
Yeah. Fire poi on the streets of Soho. Yeah. Just what else? What else lame? Like just close magic, card tricks.
My memory of you is the only thing I remember hearing you say when we first met and you were doing that in Leicester Square was you saying, "No, I don't want your money. I don't want your money." I remember you saying that.
I want something way more important.
You're going to pay. You're going to pay, but not
emotionally.
Money. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying now.
You accused me of impropriety.
Yeah, a lot of those 80s kind of kids' movies were dark, like very dark. Like stuff like Dark Crystal. Yeah. And what's the one that Andrea Giant's in? Princess Bride.
Princess Bride, yeah. But it's just, I think the 80s were quite dark for all of that sort of stuff. Like, I think anything that's sort of based on slight kind of like European sort of folktale sort of stuff that feels there's always always undercurrent of kind of quite a lot of darkness.
I read a really interesting academic theory once about why there were so many kind of hard body action movies in the US in the 80s.
Yeah.
And this guy was, kind of positing the idea that it was the US's attempt to
soft power, wasn't it?
To reclaim their kind of position after the terrible end to the Vietnam War, basically. Right. Anyway, Simon, our emailer, says, how Pete can be on a show called Wrestle Me after embarrassing himself in such a fashion is beyond me, which is good because it's a dig at you, which I like, but it also misunderstands the entire premise of Wrestle Me, which was that you didn't watch wrestling and Mark did, and that was the whole point you were chatting about it.
Well, now we sort of do watch new stuff that neither Mark nor me have seen.
I know, but the whole premise of it
was like Mark has watched all the WrestleManias and I hadn't.
Yeah.
But obviously we sort of do.
Then you ran out of WrestleManias, but got used to having the money, so you carried on doing it. Basically like My Dad Wrote a Porno.
Yeah,
exactly. My dad wrote a porno. Yeah. One of you's very objectionable. You've run out of material. You ran out of material.
One was very creative and handsome.
But listen, thanks for emailing in, Simon. Even if
you can come again.
Even if it's a negative thing. Yeah.
Let's have more of the ones that are objecting to whatever Lukey's saying. Thank you very much.
We haven't got any of those, man. There's
also, we'll find them.
I tried to find one bigging you up as well. I couldn't find one of those either.
No.
It's time for batteries, Pete. So take it away.
It's time for batteries. Let's end the show as it should be ended with some batteries. Zach has got in touch. Hello again, you fine fellows. I've yet again stumbled across a hopeful new player at work. And as with my previous submissions, this chap was residing inside some more car workshop tech that I'm sure Pete will enjoy. Behold, the Burner Extra Power AAA. Found inside a laser leveling device we use for performing wheel alignments on sports cars. Just sports cars? Any cars? You can wheel alignment anything, I suppose. Can you?
I suppose so, yeah. He's saying sports cars to show off there, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. He's just in the back of a Maserati there.
Like you were saying to those girls at Leicester Square that time. My sports car's parked around the corner. I don't know. It's just where
Trocadero's funnier. Trocadero's funnier because it was just like a rabble of like tourists and teenagers.
But look, Trocadero is Leicester Square, really. It's right on the corner of it.
Picky.
But but I'll tell you why it sticks in my mind, because I used to have a job where one of the things I used to do was interview and assess the new grads coming through.
Right.
And so you'd have to, first of all, you would help to select the grads that are successful, because it's a very competitive graduate program.
Yeah.
But then when they came into the company, they had to be assessed every 3 months.
Right.
And I remember an orientation thing from from one of the. He's a really nice lad, and he's doing really well now. I got him on Insta still and stuff. Where they were asked what they did in their spare time. Bear in mind, these are guys like straight out of uni, and this guy was like a proper London kid, right? I can't remember what his background was, but he's born and raised in London. And he basically said, "Oh yeah, me and my mates on Saturdays just go Trocadero
and just try and pick up girls."
Yeah, and that was a thing.
I mean,
so it's always just stuck in my mind.
It's more heavily kind of problematic now, because day gaming and stuff like that is,
What do you mean?
People. Well, like sort of people go to like Carnaby Street and Trocadero to sort of bother people, don't they?
Oh, right. I think this was just a perfectly innocent teenage boy trying to chat to a teenage girl to get a girlfriend kind of thing.
Right, okay.
But it just was funny the way he said it, because he said like, because then someone said, "What do you do down there?" And he was, just chirps in. Which is so funny.
It's fair.
I think he'd be cringe. I'm not going to say his name because he'd be cringing if he thought of it now. But anyway, that's why it's stuck in my mind.
If he's still doing it, it is a problem.
As a place to pick up chicks. Pete, it's back to you.
Yes, okay. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Wheel allowance on Sportscast. Do you know they put little glass beads inside wheels sometimes to balance out the tyres sometimes?
Huh.
And it just helps. Some people do it, some people won't. Some garages. And it just helps kind of like...
why wouldn't they do it? Why won't some garages... Is it the forbidden technique?
It's the forbidden technique, I believe, yeah. People sort of... if you get to a certain point with like wheeling elements and stuff, I think if you put these glass balls in, it just sort of regulates the weight on one side.
Huh. I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about.
Mad. Yes, to answer your previous questions from my former battery submissions, I'm an English guy living in Bavaria, where I work as a specialist welder and a general motorsports mechanic. I imagine you see a lot of autobahned, burned up sports cars in bits.
Someone broke the record on the autobahn the other week, didn't they?
They broke the what? Record?
Yeah, like 200 and something miles an hour.
You shouldn't be driving that fast on a road that other people use.
It is wild. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying that's what happened.
Yes, you did indeed notice the German computer keyboard in the background of my last email, and access to numerous car-themed gadgets like paint depth gauges and decibel meters. All the best, and I shall continue scouring Munich for delicious new players. He's come in with Burner Extra Power.
I think you'd be good friends with Zach, I think.
I think so. I think we'd get on. To be fair, though, he's a bigger boy and he's got, like, he can use a welding torch properly.
Take you under his wing, though.
I bought a welder, didn't I? And I never used it.
You and Zach, first friend date, he teaches you how to weld.
Stick welding.
Would you be up for that?
Teach me how to stick weld.
Would you like someone to teach you how to weld?
Well, I'd like to fail on my own terms first.
Yeah, your concentration span is so poor that you wouldn't listen, I don't think. You'd much rather be friends with Zach than with Simon, the aforementioned.
My hands would be burned.
Pete, you've welded your hands together. Anyway, Burner Extra Power, I am absolutely delighted to say, is a brand new player. Now, you may think Zach's got an advantage because he lives in Germany, access to a whole new range of batteries, but we have submissions from all over the world.
Right, okay.
It's just part of it, isn't it? So congratulations to you, Zach. That is a brand new player.
And he's got a lovely little carpet that he's put the Burner Extra Power on. Peter has got in touch. Huawdao Super Energy is the battery, and he's hoping to enter the battery daddy pantheon after 3 unsuccessful attempts over the last few years. I say unsuccessful as I didn't make the show edit, so I presume the previous submissions were so run of the mill that they weren't even worth the effort.
Well, we just don't always see all
get to them. There was just a glut at some point. I purchased a new exercise bike to try and improve the fitness. It will probably go the same way as the previous bike and be used as a clothes area, but we will see. The bike's telemetry box came with these beauties. I present for your judgment Huawdao Super Energy, Peter.
Yeah, so Huawdao is an interesting one. And I would say, just to pick up on his point about previous submissions, as I've always said, there's an element of luck here. What we'll tend to do is when we know we're going to record a show, we'll grab 3 emails at random with batteries in the title, and it may well be that you sent yours in just after we recorded, and there's been some that have come in more recently, and it's never going to be looked at.
True that.
So there's an element of luck involved, and we've never denied that. So don't take it personally, Peter. Yeah. It might just be that you've not you've not been lucky enough.
Yeah.
It could be, of course, that the battery submissions have been terrible. That could be the case as well, but I can't obviously remember that. Anyway, WowDow Super Energy. Now, they are not a new player, Peter. You are the 5th person to send those in. The first time we saw those was back in May of 2021, so it's been some time. But they are pretty rare. I mean, 5 batteries in total across all the years we've been doing this is pretty rare, but it's not a new player, I'm afraid to say. Sorry, Peter.
That is a real shame. Sorry, Peter. Joel has got in touch with a battery that sounds a bit like a drink. Hello, gents. My ex-wife recently gave me this vintage tape radio Sony Walkman. Tape doesn't seem to work amazingly well. Radio is fine. It's the belt. And I was delighted to slide open the battery compartment and find these black diamond, red diamond power double A's.
Amazing name.
More no mercury added. Get mercury. If you're taking all the mercury out of the fucking vaccines, RFK, put them in the batteries.
Yeah. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, suffice to say, put them straight in the bin.
Well, you're already killing one bird because you've taken their vaccines away.
Yeah, and less reason to have batteries if you're dead. Yes, Joel says yours in acid. Black diamond, red diamond.
Do me a favour though, Peter. Look at the photo of these batteries.
Of these boys,
because they look to me like a black diamond brand, because they say
red diamond power.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah, it feels like black diamond is the brand and red diamond power is the type, the model, I suppose. Yeah.
Because if they're...
It's the Testarossa.
I mean, do you know what? It doesn't actually matter, because if they're just Black Diamond, they're still new players.
Right.
They are brand new players. We've never seen them before. I'm constantly surprised as to how often we still see these brand new batteries. I would say they're Black Diamond batteries.
Yeah. Fine.
It doesn't actually matter, Joel, because you've still got a new player, whatever happens. So that is 2 out of 3 this week, Peter, which is a very, very solid return. And people who gloried in the potential demise of this feature are pretty noticeable by their absence now.
One in the eye.
Yeah,
One in the eye.
They are in the mud at the moment.
Yeah,
absolutely
true.
in the mud.
All right.
Congratulations to Joel, and congratulations to Zach as well.
Yes.
Well done to you, Zach.
Well done,
and not congratulations to you, Simon, because you're very rude about my friend Peter.
If you want to get in touch with the show, hello@lukepeatshow.com. The emails are flowing in, and they are a lot of fun. If you've got a good job that... is interesting. We want to hear about it.
Yeah.
We want to hear about the batteries in your life. We want to hear about how different your lives are to mine.
Have you been
yours?
Have you been to see Kerry Katona and Katie Price? Tell us about it.
Kerry Katona?
At the moment, I'm staring down the barrel of going on my own.
It's Kerry Katona. Yeah, it's KK, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Interesting. All right, then. We'll be back on Monday.